Alright, and welcome back. Today we'll be looking at the truthfulness of God. This is the third attribute, and this is another very important one. Alright, so truthfulness. God's truthfulness means God is the one and only God. So he's the one and only God, as well as always being truthful and being the standard of truth. Alright, so God is the one and only God. He's also the standard of truth, right? So that means everything that is true must be from him, and he is the truth. As a Christian, I believe in absolute truth, and I believe that God is the absolute standard or absolute truth. There is only one truth that is above all. It's the basis for everything else that's true, and I believe that standard can be found in the Bible, and it is the Bible, right? This God is the absolute standard of truth. So I do believe that. I also believe that all other truth, all other personal truth, needs to be founded in God's absolute truth, or it's not actual truth. So those are some things I do believe. We're gonna keep going. Just because I believe or have an opinion on some things does not make it true, right? Just because I say something does not make it true unless that statement is founded on the Bible, and the Bible would back me up on it, right? So I can say something. I can say the sky is blue. That is true, right? But unless there's actual evidence of something backing me up, it's not going to be actual standard of truth. And that's what works with the Bible. The Bible, if it's not founded in the Bible, then it's not the absolute truth, right? Isaiah 45:19 says, I, the Lord, speak the truth. I declare what is right. God alone speaks the truth, right? He declares what is right. He makes a decision, right? It's not our decision on what is true and what isn't true. It's simply God makes that decision, and he makes that decision perfectly like he does everything else, right? John 14:6 says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So he calls himself the truth, right? He is the truth. He's also the way, the truth, and he's also the life. And no one can get to God except through Jesus, right? And that, again, is something that most people don't like acknowledging, right? That's truth, though. So, John 18:37 says, For this purpose I was born, and for this purpose I have come into the world, to bear witness to the truth, and everyone who is of the truth hears my voice, right? So Jesus came to the world to give us an example of truth, as well as bear witness to the truth, and if anyone hears his voice, they're of the truth, right? So that's why Jesus came to the earth, right? Not only to give us an example of what truth is, but also, of course, to save us, right? So God, of course, came and sent his son, and now we have a perfect example of what it's like to live in the truth, just if we look at Jesus, right? That's all we need to do. So his life and ministry was a great example. Jesus is the only way to the Father. So how much more absolute can truth get, right? Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me, right? So that truth is so absolute that no matter what, there's no other way to heaven, right? So that is the absolute standard. Jesus is the absolute standard, if that makes any sense. He's also 100% truthful, just like he is 100% wise and 100% full of knowledge. God is always 100% of all his attributes, otherwise it wouldn't be God, right? He is 100% everything we're going to look at. So we should bear witness to the truth, and if we are the truth, we will hear God's voice, right? Truth is an important thing, and God puts emphasis on it, quite a few different verses, and he wants us to be truthful. He wants us to live in truth. We have a spirit of truth, not of deception. We have a spirit of, not of fear, but of faith. So, hope this helps, and see you again tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.